Yes, yes, yes. It is the Cast Worthy Podcast, and we are back. It's a three-man gang. Myself, Big Steve, aka Last of a Dying Breed, joined by EJ, the Sophisticated Savage. We'll be having to check in on his relationship status today. And the VP is back with us after we missed him last week. And it's September 17th, Sunday. It's a beautiful day, a day after my Colorado Buffs pulled out an overtime win late last night. I guess it would be overnight because shit ain't go off till 2 o'clock in the morning here. And yeah, it's a victory. It's a victory Sunday. Victory Sunday, and I'm getting to go into, Cowboys. Listen, man, Deion, this is the Sanders era. Deion Sanders has created another era. He had his eras while he played football. He had his eras where he played both. And now he has created an era where you either get down or you lay down. That shit is crazy. I don't know if you guys have been following the madness and the mayhem or paying attention at all. One Wigger, or, well, I don't know what the opposite of that is. One Oreo said last night that the Colorado game looked like a mixture of BET Awards and a football game, which was,
Who said that?
kind of tasteless. Mark, the dude that was ESPN's guy. Give me a second. I'll give it to you. I posted it in the chat.
Yeah, it was a white man.
No, it was a black guy. Mark Jones.
What the fuck is that?
He's an announcer. He does ESPN. Exactly. Anyway, but he's a black man. And as soon as the game came over from your Florida Gators winning last night, EJ, he opened up with saying, the energy here is crazy. It's like the BET Awards meets a football game down there on these sidelines. It was like real nasty. And like, I was reading this morning, social media, and Dwight's was out there co-signing that shit. Well, if we would have said that, we would have been canceled. If he was white, he would have been canceled. That's the type of shit that they on right now. Like, Deion can't do no right. Can't do no right, even though they winning.
Well, first off, I'm single, like Lil Wayne.
I knew it. I could tell by the energy change.
Had to cancel that bit like Nino.
Huh?
Yeah.
I could sense it. I got this like spidey sense.
I mean, all might not be lost. We'll see. We'll see. Normally I say cancel that bitch, but I'm not saying that. But
Told you it wouldn't make it to 60 degrees.
Nah, that's a lot. It's been almost a year, my boy.
I just said it won't make it to 60 degrees.
No, you said it wouldn't make it to the summertime, and you were wrong.
Through the summertime. It's not fall yet. It ain't fall. Technically, it ain't fall.
Whatever.
VP, what's good with you, man? Did you have a great week? Did you have a wonderful week? Your Miami Dolphins opened up pretty strong last week. They looked okay. Dallas Cowboys look like a snack. Pause. Niggas is out there. Jets. Oh, reactionary Sunday. Reactionary Sunday, my man's.
I'm depressed.
Yeah, I personally, week was okay. I talked to you guys last time about some stuff I'm dealing with personally regarding sitting in the chair prolonged time. So I've been trying to stay off as much as possible to promote the healing. So got that going on. But as far as sports are concerned, man, I was happy, man. I was happy. We
look at him.
We played this team last year and they beat us. And everybody was like, oh, Brandon Staley's figured out this Mike McDaniels offense. They locked Tua up and, they took away the stuff he does well, And whatever the issue is, right, whether he had figured it out or not, like Tua had a bad game. He played like crap against the Chargers last year, And so they came back this year and played them, and you know, Tua put up legendary numbers. So
Talk your shit. Talk
not
your
because
shit.
I mean, it's only facts. They put it on ESPN, like
Talk your shit.
yards, touchdowns, only compared to Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, and I believe it was Tom Brady. It's the company that Tua's in for the kind of week he had in a week one,
Jesus Christ.
and
Sounds
you
like the
know
Cowboys. They did some legendary shit too.
the one
40
thing that I
point.
was disappointed about, the one thing I was disappointed about with that Dolphins game though is the defense. We brought in Vic Fangio under much hype, right? He's considered one of the best, if not the best, defensive coordinator in the game. We made him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL, and we gave up 30 points. You know what I mean? We gave up 234 yards of rushing when last year we had the number 4 rush defense in the NFL. We gave up 234 yards of rushing. So that's a problem. And I hope that, they got back in the lab this week to try to get that shit resolved.
But you gave up all of that to a team that is favorited, one of the favorites to make it to the Super Bowl. So it's not like you gave it up to the Browns, who are just barely squeaking, looking like going to squeak by. Good defense, though. It's not like you gave it up to the Patriots, which we'll find out today. But you guys gave it up to a team, and I'm gonna pause that twice. You guys gave it up to a team that people have called a favorite, to win their division and potentially go deep in the playoffs. So, and then you still came out there and won. So, but here's the thing, right? I don't think anybody ever questioned how good Tua is when he's healthy. It's whether or not he's going to be healthy. Now, his arm strength, absolutely. But as far as his ability to do the job and get the job done, I don't know that anybody, and I can't say anybody. Let me say anybody on my team questioned his ability, and it wasn't divisional hate, a la EJ. But Tua did look really good. I don't give that to McDaniel, or I give that to Tyreek. I think Tyreek went to them and was like, yo, all the motions that he had last week is something they used to do in Kansas City. And I think he went to them and was like, yo, this shit was working out there. This is something that we used to do under Bieniemy. This used to get me open looks. It used to get easy throws for Mahomes. And I think it worked out for Tua, because when you got the fastest guy in the league getting a starting run in his route, start out running into his route, it's going to make it hard for a defender to try and cover that guy. And I think that was huge, man. That was huge. There was so much pre-snap movement. It was kind of like Steph Curry coming off of picks, or Ray Allen coming off of picks when you looked at Tyreek last week.
So real quick before EJ jumps in, I understand that it's hard for you to give any Miami coach any kind of flowers, but the whole like Tyreek went to the coaches and talked about pre-snap like McDaniel's whole offense is predicated on pre-snap motion. That's all they do.
Why didn't we see it last year then?
We did see it last year. You just didn't watch the Dolphins
like
every week like I did. Yeah, they have
not like
it's
that.
pre-snap motion on like 70% of the plays that Miami runs. Mm-hmm. So, but regardless, like the overall point still with Tyreek in pre-snap motion is right. And this is the craziest stat about last week with the kind of game that Tyreek had, the numbers that he put up. This dude put up I forget how many catches he had, but it was however many catches for 211 catches for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyreek was only on the field for 66% of the offensive snaps. So imagine if he played more. He had to take some breaks to catch his breath and things like that. You know what I mean? But he was only on the field for 66% of the offense. So if he had been out there longer, man, this dude probably could have put up 300.
Speed kills, man.
Yeah.
Between him and Waddle, like you could see that, and even Mostert, like speed fucking kills when it's paired with some ability. Flip side, in your division, there was another team that that's also 1-0, that had an amazing offseason, brought in a Hall of Fame quarterback. Like this dude, Super Bowl or bust for the New York Jets. And Aaron Jeffrey, I don't know if that's his middle name or not, but Rodgers, it sounds good, came out there looking like an absolute stud and led the Jets to a 1-0 victory. Is that what happened? Did I miss something?
I have nothing.
I mean, that's what people would think, right? Like you see the Jets 1-0. If you didn't watch it, you'd be like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers." Matter of fact, I went to work the next day and somebody said that. They were like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers, did he play last night?" And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's. I said this to you guys in the chat. And when you look at both sides of the story, Green Bay cleared $100 million in cap space. They got a disgruntled Aaron Charles, that's his real middle name, Rodgers, off their books.
That's close. Jeffrey Charles.
They acquired a first round pick swap where the Jets missed out on that offensive tackle everybody was talking about that went to New England. Seems to be good. They also get a second round pick. I'm hearing in the media people are saying that this pick still might be a first, even though Rodgers didn't play. They do some explaining already. They don't make sense to me, but they're saying this pick still might end up being a first.
It's not.
We'll see.
It's not.
But regardless, it doesn't matter. It's still a second round pick. Very, very high value pick. That's the Green Bay side. You look at the Jets side, they got preseason hype and 4 plays. And that's it.
They got to sell out week 1 game now.
Listen, we also got Aaron Rodgers, who came in and changed, whether people want to believe it or not, he helped change the culture of this team.
Did he though?
Yeah, he did. He did. He
How?
kind of he showed a lot of these guys what it means to be a professional in a short amount of time. And that's the truth. And listen,
I think that's bullshit.
Of course you would. Of course you would. Of course you would.
Bias aside. Let me put it to you.
Of course, no. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm still gonna say it though. This is a
bias.
Podcast,
You're biased. Let's just be real. You're biased.
That's fine.
You're biased. But every player on this team has already said this. So for you to say, right, it's bullshit. They've said personally, my experience, my professionalism has changed because of this guy.
Okay.
What are we saying?
Let me tell you what else they also said. They also said, yo, I don't know if Zach Wilson's the guy. I don't know if he's our leader. Boop, 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 boop.
No one said that.
This is Zach Wilson's team.
No one ever said that.
Zach. What?
No one ever said that. No one ever said that. The players have never.
I mean, these aren't direct quotes, EJ. But come on, last year the whole team was shitting on Wilson.
The players never shitted on him. Never. They just said Sauce was the only one that verbally said it feels good to have a leader. Find a quote. Go ahead.
Well, I will say that the week that that he said it's not his fault or some shit after they lost or he didn't take the ownership, the players was on his ass.
Turnovers and shit.
After he did multiple turnovers and then threw that interception for them to lose.
Mm-hmm.
That was last season. I do recall that. And remember, they were saying he might have lost the locker room. He may not be there next season. It might be best for him to trade him. Yada yada yada. I do recall that.
I thought I was making that shit up or something, But regardless of that, EJ, I hear what you're saying, right? The players are saying he came in, he did this, da 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 da. If you told me that Packers players felt that way, I would say, okay, Jordan Love got to spend 3 years under Aaron Rodgers, learning, watching, picking up habits, things like that. It's been 10 weeks for the Jets. I just can't imagine a guy comes in and changes the culture in 10 weeks.
That's because you haven't played football. It's the same way if you had a new drill sergeant and they're mad at the way that you did anything and they came in and immediately changed the way the platoon was. People change the culture. It doesn't take forever. It's not the Miami Dolphins. I'm sorry. It happens.
I think they changed Aaron Rodgers because we've seen him be a little bipartisan, it seems. We've seen him showing up at black events with them. But I also
I can go to any black events.
Basketball's a black event.
Oh, this
So this is what I'll say
not?
to you, EJ. That whole culture shift, right? Let's see what happens, right? And what I mean when I say let's see what happens, everybody is riding high on Zach Wilson's dick, right? But we'll see what happens when
we gonna
the
see.
schedule
We gonna
the
see
schedule that you
today.
guys have, because what I imagine is, you guys got the bye week 7, right? And you won last week against the Bills. You shouldn't have, but they fucking suck. So whatever. You're gonna get your ass roasted against the Cowboys today. Probably beat the Patriots. Roasted against the Chiefs. Probably beat the Browns, and then get roasted again against the Eagles. So let's see how high people are on Zach Wilson. Once he starts losing these games.
I think you guys are going into a no-fly zone in Dallas today. Without Miami having Jalen Ramsey, the Cowboys have the best cornerback duo in the league, hands down, not even close, by far, and one of the best pass rushers that we've seen in a long time, in Micah Parsons. And we still got D-Law over there. That defense it's stout. It's
And
stout.
their O-line sucks. Don't leave that part up.
And the Jets O-line looked questionable last week. The jury's still out on one Rain Dakota. For me, although I know game script didn't dictate him throwing 200, 300, 400 yards, because we was up 26-0 just off of the defense, and it was divisional and stuff. I still think, it's questionable right now. And we're going to see the Jets today, who have a good secondary, who have a good defense. And we'll see if Dak is a better player. The thing is, I think that defense is going to keep them in many games this season. And, they smashed the Giants last week, 40-0, shutout, one New York team. Why not smash another New York team this week, Pauls?
I agree with that on both sides, Cowboys and the Jets, that they're deep. Both sides' defenses are going to keep them in a lot of games. The difference is that I don't believe in the Jets' offense, especially helmed by one Zach Wilson. A guy who was out the building, a year ago, and then now all of a sudden he's supposed to be some kind of savior, some great white hope. Your
Did you
boy.
guys sign a backup?
I know they better they better be on the phone with Carson Wentz or Nick Foles or somebody telling them, hey, you need to get out there and get warmed up because we may be signing a contract soon, But Steve's favorite talking head said something. He made an analogy for the Jets that I thought was awesome, right? Nick Wright. He said, like, if you look at the Jets like a relationship thing, right? They were in a marriage with Zach Wilson. They went through a public divorce. Throughout that public divorce, they were saying, this guy is terrible. He sucks. We need to get him out of the house. We can't do this shit anymore. Right. And then
he's a detriment to our kids.
Right. He's bad for our children, and while they're going through this public divorce, they start dating other people, Mike White, Joe Flacco, what's that other guy? Strobel, something, whatever his name is. Strubbler, Then they finally get divorced at the end of the season, and they quickly get back in a new situationship with Aaron Rodgers. And then everything's going great. This is the love of my life. Things have never been better. And then on the wedding day, he pulled the Julia Roberts runaway bride and didn't show up to the wedding. And now they're texting the ex in Zach Wilson and saying, hey, what's up?
Listen, guys.
Doing? Hey, listen. Hey, big head.
Are you guys finished? Listen, man. Aaron Rodgers came in and changed the culture of this team, changed the culture of the franchise. Unfortunately for us, it's like Vinny Testaverde in '99, Brett Favre when we got him, he was hurt, and then went to Minnesota, had an MVP, Pro Bowl kind of season, not MVP, but Pro Bowl season. We'll see. Aaron Rodgers is motivated to come back at 40 and maybe play again next year. That's okay. here's the thing. This team with Zach Wilson, we don't know what we're gonna get. He had a pretty good half against the Bills last week, except for the errant interception, and then like just a horrible scramble that was just nasty. But he went like 9 for 13.
In other words, he was Zach Wilson.
He went like 9 for 13 and a touchdown. And people even criticized that touchdown pass. And it's like, if you watch the play, Garrett Wilson was being held the whole time. So again, we don't know what we got, right? But I'm gonna tell you this: this team and this defense is ready to play. Breece Hall is a factor, and we gonna see. We gonna see. Worry about how Tua gonna do in New England. Let's see how that happens.
Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook.
What's there to worry about with Tua at New England? Explain that to me.
We'll talk about that when we do our picks.
Okay.
Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall are going to be a huge part of that offense. Like, I think the Jets are going to go as that running game goes, and hopefully they'll have a two-head monster, pause, that's going to be able to keep them, at least with superstar quarterbacks on the other teams, or good quarterbacks on the other team on the sideline. Breece Hall looked great for a guy coming off of an injury that everybody questioned, and we're like, oh, he lost his job. He just lost his job to veteran Dalvin Cook. He looked phenomenal last week. He looked great. You could tell his knee wasn't 100% because on that breakaway he kind of slowed down, pulled up a little bit. But that's reality, right? It's reality of coming off of an injury early. We saw that with Adrian
I was
Peterson.
wondering, not necessarily the injury, Steve, being 100%. I wondered if it was maybe conditioning, just from being out so long.
Could be that too.
Because that should have been a touchdown. That run.
But nigga, that was a damn near 100-yard run. You don't see motherfuckers run. You don't see motherfuckers run the length of a field every day. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's a 100-yard run.
Unless it's Lamar Jackson.
Hey, brother McGee, he's a Bills fan who I watched in person cry about his Bills losing right next to me while we were eating buffalo wings, no less.
That was a big loss.
In a Bills bar. We were in a Bills bar, no less.
That's a divisional game. You got the star guy that they brought in to beat Buffalo go down, and
we still won. They
let Zach Wilson get it done. I mean, when are we going to start talking about Josh Allen the way we talk about, the way y'all talk about Dak Prescott?
The way anyone, I don't talk about
because
that. I actually big Dak up. I actually big
No, when
Dak
I
up.
say y'all, I mean the world. When I say that, when I say y'all, I mean the world.
I've been on the record of saying, Josh
Tua,
Allen.
You've been on the record to say Tua doesn't get enough credit when all of these other quarterbacks.
But like Josh Allen has been a turnover machine his whole career, and people overlook it. And it's amazing to me. He's put on all these lists of it's Mahomes, and then it's Burrow, Allen, and then everybody else. And he doesn't do anything that separates him in that way, right? All the dude does is turn the ball over and lose big games, right? Josh Allen played last season at home in the snow against the Miami Dolphins. And if I have to remind you guys, Miami is like, beach, 90 degrees all year. And they won by 3 points. Also, just in case you forgot, they weren't playing the Tua Miami Dolphins. Tua was in concussion protocol. They're playing rookie quarterback Skylar Thompson, 7th round pick.
Who I think is better than Tua. Sure.
Took him to the wire. You know what I mean? Josh Allen, he needs to start getting a lot of smoke.
He needs a smoke because here's the thing. They find ways to get it done even though he has multiple turnover games, right? You got players like, we could go all the way back. We could talk about Eli Manning, who was similar, right? turnover fucking machine. Had the most in a season, in a single season. Led the league in turnovers, and people was dick riding. The minute Tony Romo threw one, you know what I mean? You get the same thing with, right now. You got Zach Wilson. If he throws an interception, they're gonna kill him. If Tua throws an interception, they're gonna kill him. If when Lamar Jackson threw that interception last week, people started to kill him like, ugh. Deshaun Watson looks like shit in Cleveland. They kill him. Josh Allen come out here running around doing his shucking and jiving, which I don't know if he'd be happy calling that because remember that time on Twitter when he was talking about nigger, but we won't bring that up.
Josh Allen is the last great white hype at quarterback. I mean, the same. Listen, Joe Burrow is in everybody's top 5 conversation because of one season. What has he really done consistently? And then when you talk about the money that he received, Lamar Jackson had to fucking create a mutiny to get.
It was 2 seasons.
Lamar Jackson
season he went to the Super Bowl
again,
and the next season he went to the AFC Chip.
That's great.
Like Joe Burrow he's him.
How after 2 seasons?
He went to the Super Bowl.
It's still 2 seasons though.
And then he went to AFC Chip.
I hear what you're saying, EJ, but it's 2 seasons. I have to agree with Steve here. It's 2 seasons, but he took his team to the AFC Championship game, and then, he took his team to the Super Bowl, and then the AFC Championship game against the Mahomes Chiefs or whatever. It's not, Josh Allen hasn't done anything, right? You look at Josh Allen's career, right? And in 2018, 12 interceptions, 2019, 9. 10 interceptions, 15 interceptions, 14 interceptions, 3 interceptions already this season. This dude is a turnover machine. On top of all those interceptions, right? Going in line of the same years, 5 fumbles, 7 fumbles, 4 fumbles, 5 fumbles, 8 fumbles, and 2 fumbles. The dude already has 5 turnovers this year, and he's only played 1 game
against the Jets.
I'm just being devil's advocate. I mean, I could care less. But I just feel like, again, to y'all point, if you look at who you've been talking about, the quarterbacks that get killed immediately have a different look than the Josh Allens and the Joe Burrows.
I could agree with that.
They want to make these guys the great white hypes. That's what it is.
And the one piece of pushback that I would push back on Steve with his Eli Manning point, Steve, your point is absolutely right. But at least with Eli, you can always fall back on. I mean, he got 2 of them things. So that allowed him to have a long leash, regardless of how you feel he got him. I know Steve thinks the defense, was on
the
point.
The defense carried them.
They did. They played like crap and then caught fire in the playoffs that one year. Regardless of how it happened, he still got 2 of them things. And that allowed him to have a long leash to be shitty. You know what I'm saying? But with these other guys,
but Russell Wilson got 1. Russell Wilson got 1 9/10 of them things because he should have 2, but old Pete messed that up. So I would say he got 1 9/10, 1 99 100ths, if you will, of them things, and he don't get the leash. They already writing him off of one game
because he's black,
but and he dates Ciara. Though, he's black,
and he dates Ciara.
Yeah. But I probably would.
We gonna talk about that.
Performance would go.
Sorry. Are we talking about that today? The Ciara joint?
What does she do?
Y'all didn't see?
We could.
Yeah, with the baby father shit.
Yeah, they asked her like, "How is it co-parenting with Future?" And this chick burst into hysterical laughter, yo. I'm like, yo,
because she's toxic.
Yeah, but what if it was the other way around? Would you be like, yo, or would you be like, no?
She's toxic.
If Future was doing that, you'd be like, oh, we gotta hold up black women. We gotta make sure black women are held high.
So
that's the shit you would be on.
I hear what you're saying, but we can't take the comment in a vacuum and act like everything else doesn't exist.
No, you're right. But we know it's Future.
We that kid's father.
She
you know
toxic.
What I'm saying?
But we knew Future was like that. And let's be honest. Like, who do you want your kid hanging out with? Your ex that's smoking weed and popping pills and fucking bitches, or with your current, or with your current who is an NFL athlete and the whites love him.
We gonna see if that relationship works too. Because my assessment was She's the problem. She went from Bow Wow to 50 to Future. Something wrong with you, shorty. Let's just be
Well, I
real.
mean, she seems to be okay now. She's with Russ.
Yeah, they
Yeah, for
they
now.
they good.
For now. For now.
Jeezy
Just
got
like
good
Jeezy,
though.
just got Jeezy filing for paperwork. Listen, I'm telling you, we gotta stop in this society acting like it's the dude. Sometimes it is the woman. I'm just saying.
No,
I think it's
I can agree with that. You guys know how I feel about Holly Berry, right? Like something's wrong with her. You know what I mean? But you know,
something is wrong with her. But
but
it
it
be all right. It be all right. I'll deal with that something wrong if it's Hallie.
But you know, it's just
Just like I'll deal with what's her face from Clueless that likes the Republican that like Trump.
Stacey Dash.
Yeah, you know what? I got you, boo. We Trumpers today. Get my red hat out the closet. Whatever you want, Stace. All right, man. Let's get to it. All right. So EJ is feeling fairly confident still about his Jets. He's riding high off of week one. I'm riding high off of week one for my Cowboys. I'm highly excited for the season, as is VP, and he should be. I think we'll see. I mean, it's only week one, right? Like all the reactions that people are having, just in general, it's off of one game, and there's still a long season to go. Josh Allen could throw 0 interceptions the rest of the season. Not likely, but it could happen. Shit. Zach Wilson could turn into Tom Brady. Not likely, but it could happen. Tua could stay healthy. Not likely, but it could happen. Like we will see.
But
Yes,
the thing with
sir.
Josh Allen, though, Steve, Josh Allen keeps like you saw the post game when he's like, "This, it just keeps happening" or whatever, as if he's not the one doing the shit. Like there's some puppet master, making him throw picks and run the ball and take unnecessary
Who they
hits or
got?
whatever.
Who they got today?
Yeah, the
The Bills?
fucking Raiders. They'll be back on
Raiders.
his dick tomorrow. Yeah, ESPN on Monday will be like, "Oh, we overdid it for Josh because they played a garbage ass Raiders today." All right, let's get to it, man. We're about 30 minutes in. Let's do some more football. Before we start our picks and shit like that, any more shout outs y'all want to do to Dion and Shador, and Shiloh and Colorado? Like, that team looks good, man. They got Oregon next week.
Go Buffs. Listen, they said Dion wouldn't win 3 games all year. So he's got 3. Next week is going to be a big test. Colorado State, I didn't know that they were that good, but I think an in-state game, emotions running high. Maybe they didn't play their best football, but they got found a way to get it done. Oregon is going to be a test for them. So we're going to see. It's going to be a track meet out there.
They got to stop letting them kids run on the field after every single game up there. Like, act like you've been here before. Y'all done won now 3 games, 2 of them being home games.
They haven't been there. That's the problem.
Yeah, they have.
Well, they've been here this year. It's a win. It's just a win.
When your team wins 1 game out of 12 last year, you gonna show your ass, bro. Like,
I don't know what that feels
like listen.
I've never had that feeling.
Listen.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh my god.
Holla at me,
Like,
baby.
I
Y'all know that
in college
feeling.
it's also different, right?
Tell me
Because
about it.
in the pros, you're talking about athletes who are getting paid, millions of dollars. There's a security aspect to it. But in college, like, most of the attendees in the audience are kids. Most of them are students at the school or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's one of those kind of things that's just like more to the experience of college or whatever. So I think that's why they're cool with them running onto the field.
All right, but stop.
Yeah,
let's stop it today. Because here's my thing. Here's my thing, right?
I like that they did that. Let's stop letting them tear down the goalposts. I thought
that's stupid. Bad too. But you gotta put a stop to it, because Dion is bringing people there. Lil Wayne, Cameron. You're bringing Wu-Tang was there. You're bringing people there that are high profile individuals. And sure, maybe they're making their way off the field by the end. But last night was an overtime game, right? And if you're not blowing them out, pause, you're gonna want to see the end of the game. And if you're one of them high profile people, that puts you at risk when you got hundreds of people just running down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like they got to do a better job with that from a security standpoint, because it could lead to something that you don't want it to lead to.
Right. Well, and the thing is though is I get your point, right? But I agree with EJ with there is tradition one, and secondly, I don't know how you stop it because I mean it don't matter how much security you got there. I mean
Yeah,
you
you're right.
got 400 security and 70,000 fans. You know what I mean? I mean all 70,000 ain't running on the field, but even if I mean you look at what happened on January 6th, right? You got a police force of 2,000 people. I think like 10,000 showed up and they're overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So it's you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think that this week or not this week, but this coming weekend, they're gonna get a real test when they play Oregon. You know,
Yeah.
TCU was really their real test. What you know, they're going
Yeah, I
against
was
a
gonna
lot of
say
heat.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that we could say they're gonna. They've had some tests.
They've had some
They've been
tests, no doubt.
tested. They've
They
been
gotta
battle
go in.
tested.
They gotta go into Eugene though,
Yeah,
and that's gonna
and then
be tough.
even if
Yeah.
they pull that out, which I think they can, right? You know, momentum can take you so far, right? Sometimes you can just get a win behind your back and get things done. But the following week, when they play against USC, USC is a problem,
Ooh. Yeah,
and
that's a
and they
problem.
got a real
That's where
quarterback,
Caleb plays, right?
Caleb
Is that
Williams.
Caleb?
Yep, Caleb
Yeah.
Williams.
Oh
They got
yeah,
a
that
real
boy.
offense.
Ooh. That's little
They're gonna be
Patrick
a
right there.
problem. And and
Caleb is
and
baby Patrick.
and the thing that I worry about is if they lose that game, which they likely are going to, right? Does the media turn on Prime? Like, see, we told you over, you know what I
Right.
mean,
Well,
and try to
they're
change the
waiting to do
narrative
that.
and things like
They're
that.
waiting to do that either
They
way.
waiting.
But
They can't wait
I,
to tear you down.
I think we underestimate Oregon though, because Oregon is ranked number 13 in the country, and they're playing in Eugene, and that team is talented. Now USC, in my opinion, and it's just me, and you can put it on the record, I don't think they're that good. I think Caleb Williams obviously can throw the football, but you also got to watch the games that he's been in. He's had zero pressure this year. He played no one. And that's going to be in Colorado. I think all of the pressure is actually going to be on USC to win that game. So if Colorado goes into Eugene, Oregon, and they win this week, you can forget about it. You can forget about it. They're going to be riding so crazy into USC. It's going to be crazy. To Shanti's point, USC's defense is trash, utter trash.
Somebody said Prime needs to start looking for a new quarterback because this is the last year he's gonna have one. Y'all think you think there's some validity to that?
I think
Y'all
Shador could
think
come out,
should you think
Yeah,
he's gonna come out?
he's not gonna be a quarterback, but he could definitely come out.
but the thing that Shador has to, the unfortunate thing that Shador is up against, he's black. That's that
Well,
remains to be
nah,
a
I don't
problem
know,
in the league.
EJ.
Yeah, I
I
don't know
get
if
your
that's a
point.
thing. Plus,
I get your point,
yeah,
but I just posted a thing in the chat. I didn't even realize it. Not today. It was a couple days ago. They
yeah,
did a thing showing that I think there's 14 starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now
week
that are
one.
black. That's almost
Mhm.
half the league. You know what I
Yeah, the
mean?
league is
So
changing. The league is
Black
changing.
quarterbacks.
yeah,
Mhm.
there's
Yeah,
14 black starting quarterbacks right now in the NFL,
No,
and
I
that's
get
not that doesn't include Tua, who's not black, but he's a Polynesian. You know what I mean?
he's not Caucasian.
So there's
No, I get it.
15 non-white quarterbacks.
I get it. I'm just saying that's always gonna be a factor
but they
for
did count Russ, and Russ is
him. I'm just saying that's always gonna be a factor for Shador.
Steve don't
If
think
he
Russ is black.
if Shador was Shiloh from Texas and he was all white, they be saying this guy is the kid, right? They still had
Mhm.
doubts about this kid last year when he was at Jackson State. Mind you, though, he was nationally ranked as a quarterback for years, right? Again, it's because he's black.
he looks a lot better this year than he did last year. He looked good last year, but also remember the quality of talent he played against last year, right? You're always going to have that. This year, he's playing against better talent. And the question was, what's going to happen when they get down? And we saw that last night. The question was, what's going to happen when people start to get pressure on him and he doesn't have open, just wide open pockets and clean pockets? And that happened last night. Matter of fact, the last touchdown he threw, or the last 2-point conversion, one of those, he was getting hit. This kid looks good. He looks for real, man. He looks for real.
He does look good. The thing that I think hurts him, and it's one of those, like, it is what it is things. It's the fact that
I
he's black
agree.
and he plays quarterback. And what I mean by this is that,
Just said that.
when you talk about, no, I know, but I'm trying to, I'm making a point off the point Steve just made.
Nigga, is there an echo in here?
When you talk about the level of talent, right? You didn't have people talking about the level of talent Carson Wentz played at Middle South Dakota Technical College or whatever, wherever the hell he went. You know what I mean? You didn't hear people talking about level of talent for Danny Dimes at Duke, even though they play in the ACC. The ACC they're weak now. You know what I mean? And some of these other guys who've gone to these small schools who don't really play. Ben Roethlisberger at Miami of Ohio. Guys. People say, "Yo, we looked at these guys. They can make all the throws. They got the talent. If they played at the big school, they still would be good. You got to if you're talented enough, they'll find you. They always say, But the fact that Shedeur is black is gonna hurt him, because even though he's talented enough, they'll find you kind of thing. It's like, but he was a small school, inferior talent. All those caveats are gonna come into place for him just because of the color of his skin.
Sort of. But the other thing that will help him is he's got prime time. Like, he's got a name. He's bringing a name with him. You know what I mean? He's bringing this whole hype of this season with him. It should he decide to come out next year. I think he gets pulled in.
Care about that. NFL don't
but
care.
They'll
about
use that against him too, Steve. They'll say
NFL don't care about
he'll be a distraction.
He's a
You
circus.
want to bring that into your locker room?
His father's in the way.
The media will say that.
Yeah, that's the NFL.
The media will say that. But when you think about owners, right? Owners are trying to fill seats. Jacksonville, a team like that. Look at Denver, went out and got Tim Tebow. Granted, Tim Tebow was good at Florida, but everybody questioned this guy at the pro level, and we saw it didn't work out. Like, this is just a Johnny Manziel, same type of thing. Looked great. Came out, so these guys want to fill seats, and it's gonna happen with a Shedeur if you get him. But I do agree. I agree with McGee in the chat, who says he's a backup. I don't quite put him at Dwayne Haskins. I think he's a little better than that. I think he's his vision is a lot better. He keeps his eyes downfield when he's scrambling. He gets out of the way pretty quickly. And if he continues to work with some of these pros that he's going to have access to, that's a huge difference, the access. I think he gets better. And I think seeing these better defenses and these better players this season is only going to make him that much better. And if he doesn't come out, if he chooses not to, that's great too, because he gets another year, in that system. Hopefully he matures a little bit, stays healthy, and then next year he'll be, a potential top pick. But we'll see. What are you guys' takeaways before we get into week 2? What's your takeaway? Give me one takeaway that you have for week 1. And I know we didn't prep for this, so I can start if you guys want. Let me get my notes up.
I'm depressed. 4 plays is all I got from Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? It was completely all his fault. I think, honestly, the lights got too big for him. And I'm going to tell you why. In that play, this dude, it was a quick hit, slant, chop block on the tackle, on the end. The Garrett Wilson was open. This dude just held the ball and took a sack. It was like the most baffling thing I've ever seen. You've seen Tom Brady in those situations. You've seen Peyton Manning in those situations. They've thrown the ball at the defender's feet. They didn't take those sacks. He's done it before. What was he thinking? What was he thinking?
He's arrogant.
I just think
and you might be right.
I think the lights got too big for him.
Yeah, because
it's different. Times. It's different.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was too big, but it was big. Paul.
I blame
y'all
him.
Sound crazy right now.
I blame him for it. It's upsetting.
I don't blame him for his leg giving out. Like, the lights don't hurt his leg.
I blame him for taking the hit. I blame him for taking the hit. Yeah,
you can't be mad. Listen, it was a clean hit. Listen, my biggest takeaway from actually, I got a couple, 2 of them. One of them, Matt Stafford is underrated. Matt Stafford makes wide receivers.
Matt Stafford is overrated. Matt Stafford. Only reason Matt Stafford has a job is because he had Megatron to throw to for 9 years.
Or Megatron had Matt Stafford throwing it to him.
Shit.
Cooper Kupp had Matt Stafford throwing to him. Puka Nacua, the rookie, had Matt Stafford throwing it to him last week. That wasn't Puka Nacua making Stafford better. That was Stafford playing with with a shitty ass team in the Rams and making this rookie look good. Come on, man. Matt Stafford's underrated. That's number one. Number two, the other thing that I got is this holdout shit. They're gonna have to let that go because I'm watching some of these younger kids and these kids don't care. They out there playing. They out there balling and they want to play. You know, they don't know that they're not supposed to be good. And so you got teams that are fighting through it, and this is not a shot at you, but the Jets. The Jets fought through that game. That was and whether talent all aside, you got to think about where your morale goes when you see this guy that you guys have been looking at all summer saying, yo, this is the guy that's going to get us there. He goes down. That changes your morale. That changes everything. And you still go out there and win. These teams that are not good, that Cleveland defense made Joe Burrow and Cincinnati look like shit. Like these
Well,
teams
we knew that was possible because Cleveland was decent before. They had 10 wins in that division before. And so now Deshaun Watson has time. And again, like I said to y'all, I know Joe Burrow did what he did in the 2 seasons, but honestly, he didn't have any time to start off. He's been injured. He's injury prone. Let's not forget that. He's very injury prone. So
I've said that.
These teams don't know.
Look at this comment.
These teams don't know that they're not supposed to be good. Look at Detroit.
Angry Bills fan right here.
Detroit pulled it out against Kansas City. Another team that they don't know that they're not supposed to be good. So y'all can hold out all y'all want. Be careful. Be careful because these.
I would argue part of the thing with Detroit too is their coach. They're in a situation like with Prime, right, where they got a coach who's. I don't think Dan Campbell's necessarily a good coach X and O's wise. He's a guy that's going to motivate you and get you to run through a brick wall for him. You know what I mean? And so I think that's more what's happening in Detroit versus them just being
Super Bowl champions on opening night at their home on the road. That's a big win for a team without
huge.
Without some big stars. And I mean, the Rams pulled it out. Nobody gave the Rams a chance to win last week. Nobody thought the Rams was going to win that game. They pulled it out.
But again, Detroit, who are we to say that Detroit isn't good or they don't feel like they're good? They went to the playoffs. I'm not saying they're not. No, I'm saying they went to the playoffs. All I'm saying is that some of these, I think Detroit's a good team. I think there's a lot of hype around them and people sleeping on, just like Jacksonville. But I'm just saying that some of these teams have these young players that don't know that they're not supposed to be good, and they're going out there and they're getting the job done. And so from a holdout standpoint, these guys got to start really thinking about that because the next man up, and they're starting to live that life. VP, any takeaways from last week? Non-tour related?
Man, I'm trying to think here.
Yeah, some non-tour related. He lost his shit. He don't know what to say.
Yeah, he don't know what to say. EJ,
one
EJ,
of my
you got to set it up.
I had a takeaway, not last week, but last pod that I was on, and last week kind of made me think I should probably pump my brakes a little bit, and that was Dak potentially being MVP. It was week 1, like you said earlier. A lot of teams are rusty, et cetera. But he had to get it together. Other than that, man, I think everything else we saw with guys like Burrow, Daniel Jones, all the guys who got paid essentially looking like garbage essentially week 1. I think that's more of a week 1 thing, and we should see those guys kind of.
It's a week 1 thing for everyone else, but the jury's out on Dak. You see how this disrespectful ass Miami. When do we play y'all? Week 6? Is that what it is?
Oh, 9, I believe.
I can't wait. We're gonna beat the shit out of the Jets today, and then I can't wait to see y'all. I can't wait to see. It's a no-fly zone, baby. You better take Tyreek Hill and show him how to play against a real corner. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all playing in Miami, so don't forget that.
That don't mean nothing.
It's not a dome down there.
Oh, I don't think you know who Micah Parsons is. You know who Micah Parsons is.
Listen,
y'all gonna learn.
I don't know the last time the Cowboys beat the Jets. I don't. Dak
It's all right.
is
September 17th, 2023.
nah. It ain't gonna happen today
Eight-
neither.
Right at 8:00 p.m. tonight, you're gonna be like, I know when's the last time the Cowboys beat the Jets.
Yo,
That's what's
you know
gonna
what's
happen.
really suck? This is what's really gonna suck for NFL fans. I'll give you a take. That the NFL has pigeonholed themselves with the ability to flex games and we only get a limited amount. Because they put the Jets in all these primetime games, and by the time we get to like week 5,
this nigga's a
they're gonna be
hater.
like, yo,
This nigga's a hater. This nigga's a hater.
Speaking of the NFL and that, like, there's 2 Monday night games tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This
These
week, you mean?
This week. I'm sorry. Did I say tonight? Tomorrow night.
Yeah, I was
They
like, huh?
they are selling a soul, boy. NFL, like, man, I'm going to Goodell said, I'm gonna go get this money. I'm gonna get these endorsements. I'm getting all this money I can get because 2 Monday night games. Usually we get that on week 1. We didn't get it last week.
Yeah, because it was a prime time for the ass whooping of McGee's Bills. Man, I was in a Bills bar. It was so quiet, so silent. It was nasty. It was nasty.
All right, let's start looking at. Let's look at this week. I think EJ and I have it in the same order because I'm looking at Caesars and I think he's looking at Caesars. Actually, let's try something. Let's do this. See how this looks. I don't know how it's gonna look. We're gonna try something new, live and uncut. See how that looks. Can y'all see that?
My computer's slow, so I don't see nothing yet.
I mean, I can see it, but I got the schedule up on my own screen. So
okay. Yeah, it's got to be zoomed in a little, but
okay, we'll leave it out. We'll do it our way. All right. Baltimore and Cincinnati is the first game on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they've got Cincinnati winning. It's in Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati winning on the money line. Baltimore's getting 3.5. That's the normal road, right? So they're basically saying it's a pick 'em with the difference being the home crowd. Over under 45.5. What is that? You playing the drums over there, nigga?
You.
Oh, I thought
this nigga looking at porn.
I tell you. Right. Don't do that shit on fucking camera. All right.
Nasty,
who you guys
man.
got? Baltimore, Cincinnati. What you guys got?
Cincinnati took a L last week. It's
I think
in
there's some
Cincinnati.
weather up there.
Probably. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati.
No,
I got Cincinnati, man.
No, I'm going Ravens too. I think Burrow still is rusty from not having a lot of off-season work, given the calf injury or whatever it was they said he had. And so I think it still takes another week or so before he gets back. Also, real quick too, speaking of Burrow's calf injury that he had in the preseason, I saw I don't know if you guys watch that guy. He's that doctor on YouTube who does like sports medicine, and he like breaks down the injury videos to kind of talk about it from a medical point, or like tell you, like explain what you're seeing. And he talked about that injury, that calf issue that Rodgers had in the preseason as being a precursor to the Achilles. And it immediately, when I heard him say it, it immediately made me think of Burrow. So like EJ talked earlier about his injury prone, so watch the space.
Yeah, I think they got to be careful with that. I remember they initially said he was going to be out potentially 4 weeks. He might miss the first 4 weeks. They were considering IR or pupless. So we'll see. But I still think Cincinnati gets it done. Mark Andrews is back for Baltimore, and I'm thinking Mark Andrews might open some things up for Odell, because Odell didn't look that great last week. I think he had 2 catches. But I tell you one thing, that boy Zay, Flowers look like a G. Only problem is he only 5'9", but he runs He runs some tight ass routes.
Pause.
All right. Yeah, it's true. I be slipping. Y'all got
Filthy
me
nigga.
feeling nasty today. Nasty as
Yeah,
all right, Kansas
I
City.
think Cincinnati wins in Cincinnati today, and I think Lamar looks
Yeah.
like shit today.
I got Cincinnati. Definitely with yeah, no doubt.
Money line.
All right,
So
next
we go money line on that.
Yeah, let's do Cincinnati money line on that.
Okay.
Next up we got Kansas City going into Jacksonville. This is a big game. They're saying Travis Kelce came back. Well, he is back. He's
He
gonna
didn't
play
look good. He didn't
this
look
week.
good to me. Like you see
He
that
was
video when
after he
he
did a
was,
little twerk thing.
yeah, his knee looked. He didn't look good. Jogging
Yeah.
off, he didn't look good
Yeah,
to me.
I'm not sure. I'm still starting him in fantasy. Of course, I have to. Calvin Ridley looks like Calvin Ridley that people expected him to be. And yeah, Jacksonville looks good, man. Jacksonville is getting 3 at home. And the over under is 50.5. Who you got?
I'm gonna take the Chiefs here. You know, even if Kelce doesn't look that great in the video, I didn't see the videos you guys were talking about, but they still got Patrick Mahomes, and that's enough, right? And regardless of them losing to Detroit, it's not like Detroit like whooped their ass or something. They beat them by 1 point, and having a guy like Mahomes can keep you in any game, even playing against a great defense like the Eagles in the Super Bowl on one leg. This guy can still keep you in the game. Andy Reid's a phenomenal coach, and I think they get it done, and even though they're on the road with Jacksonville.
EJ, what you got?
I'm taking Jacksonville.
Jacksonville
Taking
straight or
Yep.
Jacksonville with the points?
Money line straight.
Oof, that's a big one. Pause. I got
I mean, if you take
I
the points in this situation, it's the same thing because they're underdogs, right?
yeah, but you get 3.5. So if Kansas City wins by a field goal, you still win that bet.
True.
But nonetheless, I think I agree with the UVP. I think the Chiefs win, and the reason for me differently is because I don't think Kadarius Toney is going to drop as many passes. I think Sky Moore is going to find ways to get open. I think this is a shootout. I think it goes over 50.5. I think that's probably the safer bet for us, EJ. I think it goes over 50. Yeah, I think it goes over 50.5 much, much easier than any of the other ones. Because I think it's going to be someone's putting up 35 points today. No question. I don't know which one, but they both have
McGee has the Chiefs being 0-2.
Yep. I saw that, and he thinks Jacksonville is better than Detroit. I think that's a conversation to be had. I think Jacksonville's a better offensive team. I think Detroit's a better defensive team. And I do think they both have good coaches. Like good staffs. They do good things. So there's definitely a conversation to be had there. All right, so we're going we're taking that game over 50.5, right, EJ?
Mm-hmm.
Bet. All right. Chargers, Titans.
Tampa, Chicago.
That's what. Yeah. See, mine is different.
Uh,
Mine is different, but we could go there.
Okay.
Tampa and Chicago. What are the lines that you got?
2.5 for Tampa to be the favorites, over 40.
What's the money line?
Money line is minus 130 for Tampa, plus 110 for Chicago.
Okay. Man, this one's in Tampa, right?
It's in Chicago.
No, this one's in Chicago. This one's in Chicago. Damn, Chicago looked like shit last week, man. I think White goes off.
Baker Mayfield.
Well, Mayfield didn't look good, but he did have heart. But I do think Tampa. I think Tampa pulls this game out. Yeah, I think Tampa pulls this game out.
Money line Tampa.
VP, who you got?
So I talked preseason when we were talking about things that could happen this season. I talked about Tampa, the fact that Baker doesn't have to be great; he just has to be serviceable. Because a lot of the pieces that were there when Brady was there are still there, and Justin Fields is a nice player, but I'm not sold yet. So I'm gonna go Tampa. I think Tampa gets the thing.
Yeah. All right, let's take Tampa on the money line there. Actually, let's take Tampa on -2.5 EJ because we get better odds on it, and I think they win by at least a field goal.
Okay.
Who's next on your list?
Vegas versus Buffalo.
Ooh, okay, we could go there.
I mean, Vegas don't have anybody.
Yeah, there's no real chance here, but and it's in Buffalo. Come on,
it's in Buffalo, and Buffalo is a 7.5 point favorite.
Yeah, come on.
-400 in the money line.
VP, who you got?
Go on Buffalo.
EJ.
Bills.
I think we take the Bills in 7.5. I think that's a fair bet. At home, yeah, it should be easy money.
I like it.
What's that? That's a 4-leg, right?
So far.
Odds are +940 on that right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's drop one more on there. Pause. What's the next one on yours?
Los Angeles Chargers versus the Tennessee Titans. And let me see here. I moved out of it.
This is crazy. Vegas knows something we don't know.
Yeah, the Chargers are 2.5 point favorites at -120. Money line is -145. Over is 45.5 points.
Yeah, Vegas must know something. Let me see. Chargers. Oh, no Eckler. No Eckler. That's big. I think
he was listed as doubtful. I think he's officially out. I think.
That's probably like 3 to 5 point swing right there on that spread. Who you got, VP?
But they the favorites though.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers still. I think they still get it done. They can put up numbers. We barely got to them last week. We really only got to them the last series of the game, so they can protect Herbert. So I think they get it done. Vegas on everybody. I mean, not Vegas. I'm losing my train of thought here. Titans.
Yeah. Titans. Listen, man. Tannehill looked like.
And as I frequently remind you guys, Ryan Tannehill is still the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Tannehill looked bad last week. DeAndre Hopkins is banged up. Pause. I got the Chargers. I think we should take that with the 2.5.
I felt like staying away from this game. I don't trust anything in this. Yep. I don't trust anything in this. But I'll put it on. I don't trust them though.
Yeah, this should be it. This should be an easy route for them. 2.5.
Chargers?
They should cover that. Yeah, that should be an easy route.
Okay.
All right, so that puts us at +1,800, right? 1,807.
1,807. Yep.
I'm good to drop. I'm good to drop 10 on that. Turn 10 to 180.
190.67.
Sold. I like breaking these up because last week we had a couple that might have done better if we had broke them down.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the chat. Tannehill he's done so. I think. I mean, hopefully for them, right? If I'm a Tennessee fan, I'm hoping it's the rust because he was hurt at the end of last year. But I agree with you. I think Tannehill is not it. I think it's time for them to move on, and I think they knew that. And that's why we heard some rumors of them in some quarterbacks conversations with Lamar, but I just don't think that it turned out. They didn't want to pay him, and
I totally disagree. I totally disagree with the chat and Mr. McKee. And I think that Amy Moore is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Ryan Tannehill never was it. Take it from a Dolphins fan. You guys trash.
You getting predictable. I knew that's what you was gonna say. I knew exactly where you was going with that.
It's just facts.
All right. What you got? Seahawks Lions next.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Seahawks Lions. Seahawks are getting 4.5 in Detroit. With an over under 47. That's a game I'm nervous about.
It's also a trap
That's
game.
that's a game I'm nervous about. I don't know what's gonna happen there.
I'm gonna take Detroit though. In Detroit, I'm gonna take Detroit in Detroit.
What you got, EJ or VP? Sorry,
I'm going Detroit.
You guys all look
I'm going
alike.
Detroit. I think Seattle may have benefited from Geno being, kind of like unknown. He kind of been a backup for a long time. Now, once teams got some film on him, went back and watched some of the old film, they're like, okay, we know how to defend this guy now.
They hit their ceiling.
He made some good throws last week. Geno did.
They got to go into Detroit.
I think they got to run the ball. The Seahawks, that is, and I think DK is a difference maker. I don't know that the Lions have a cornerback that can neutralize him. That's what makes it a trap game to me. I'd be willing to take the Seahawks getting 4.5.
4.5.
That's easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's easy. I think if Detroit wins that game, it's one of those last minute Dan Campbell screaming on the sideline, happy because they made a drive because Jared Goff made a play, and it turns into a game-winning field goal attempt. So I'm good with taking Seattle at 4.5 on that one.
I'm with you on that.
Yep.
Let's see if it pans out. Green Bay, Atlanta. Is that what you got next on your list?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Green Bay.
No, man. Atlanta.
Oh no.
Listen, man. That's what another one I was saying last week. They ain't know they was supposed to be bad, bro. They got 2 running backs back there that look like they could get it done. Desmond Ritter's trash though, so that's a problem. Jordan Love is everybody is Christian Watson playing? Ritter, Desmond Ritter.
Okay, I think we might need to
Atlanta
pull
quarterback.
Some tape. I think we might need to pull some tape, DJ.
Why? He's trash.
All right.
He's trash.
Ritter?
Ritter?
I agree. I'm
saying
we need to put some tape on Steve.
Pull the tape on you, and because I told you this, and you were the one sitting here arguing against me, saying that he's not. That's what Vari's talking about. No, Vari's pointing out the fact that Steve argued me down to say Ritter was
I know
good.
what you guys are trying to say. I know what you guys are saying.
No, you said Ritter was good.
Hey, hold on. Time out. Pause there. Don't talk over. We got a lot of time left. I never said Ritter was good. I said Ritter was Atlanta's guy, and that's why they wouldn't go pay Lamar Jackson. That's what I said. I said they thought he was good. That's what I said. Pull your pants up.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one who saw that.
Yeah, we about to get kicked off of YouTube because EJ want to be showing nudity.
Oh my
God! All right. Goodness. Green Bay and Atlanta. This game is in Atlanta, and Atlanta is giving 3. I don't know if Christian Watson's back this week, man. I need to look that up because that's a difference maker for me.
I haven't seen that he's back, but maybe he's a game time decision.
Yeah, let me check the news on that while EJ comes back from being EJ, showing his ass. Literally,
I had to make myself a drink behind that because the fuckery is just ridiculous.
Thanks, Christian Watson. All right, they're saying Christian Watson's likely out. So
let's go with Atlanta.
That makes a difference maker for me. Atlanta's home. I think they pounded. Pause. And I don't know, man. I want Jordan Love to be good, yo. I want him to be good. I like Jordan Love. I want him to be good. I just don't know.
You're a nasty man today, Steve. You're a nasty man.
All right, so VP, you said you got Green Bay?
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay. Even with Watson out, I think they still get it done.
EJ, what you got?
I'm going with the Birds, man. Dirty Birds.
Atlanta.
What do you think about the over and under, though? What do we bet, though?
40? Oof. I think 40 is a scary number because all it takes is one of them to get to 21, and the other one can easily get to. I don't think there's going to be someone that's stuck at 10 points. I think they can both score because neither one of them have good defense. So over 40 is probably a safe bet. I like that Packers bet at plus 130, but I'm a little nervous about that. I said we play the over. Let's play the over on that one.
Okay.
40 points, that's nothing. 24-21 game. Yeah.
So you want to do over on 40?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do the over on 40 on that one.
Copy.
It's a scary game. We probably should stay away from it, but it's all right. We ain't bitches around here. Indy and Houston.
It's a pick'em. It's
basically
spread is it's literally a pick'em. 110. It's pick'em 110 both ways. It's 110 money line, 110 pick'em, and the over under is 40. It's nasty work. I'm gonna go. I think Houston's defense is good. The Ravens put up like 25 on them. They scored about 9. I could say this is an under 40-point game.
CJ Stroud is active. That just popped up. Just got that alert. VP, what you got on this one? Who you think wins this one?
McGee got Richardson. He said McGee got Indy. He says he likes Richardson.
I also have Indy. VP, who you got?
What the fuck is he doing?
I hate this dude. He can't hear us. Why you ain't just put in the chat, fool? All right. You think it's an under game?
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was. My child who's away from the home was texting me with an issue, so I was responding to him. So that's why I was giving you move on.
Looked like you had to take a shit.
VP be like, let me dissertation this real quick. Who you got?
What's
Indy,
the game?
Houston. Indy, Houston in Houston.
Is old boy playing? Because I heard he was hurt.
Richardson,
the Houston guy, that's quarterback.
Oh, CJ Stroud is playing. Yeah, he's starting.
Ugh, that's tough. I'm gonna take Houston.
Wasn't Stroud throwing to Harrison last year?
I don't know.
All right. VP says Houston. EJ says Houston. Me and McGee both got the Colts. 40. It's 20. They both got pretty good defenses. Indy's defense is stout. They're good. That team is good. That defensive team is good. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. 49ers Rams, is that next on your list, EJ?
Yeah. Yep. 49ers Rams. Rams at home. 49ers have a 7-point spread. Money line is minus 350 for them and plus 275 for LA. And the over under is 45. And I've started drinking.
Yeah, I got the 49ers with 7 easily. I think that's easy money.
McGee got Niners with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I got the Niners.
Really? We really doubting the Rams after last week?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
against the 49ers, yeah. If they were playing, another team, it could be different. But the 49ers, I mean, it is divisional, so that 7 points could be scary, but we're going to find out today if Brock Purdy's real.
Partially. I don't think he is.
I'm not sold, but we'll see.
Yeah. So what are we doing here?
I got the Niners by 7. I think they'd pull that out. That defense is too good, yo. It's too good.
Very.
Okay.
They're like the number 2 in the league.
Second to who?
I think they don't play with me. See how he be doing? You gonna find out today. You gonna learn today. Look, I
I
ain't
hear
bet.
you, Steve. I got them flipped though. Still, I would go Niners Cowboys,
Watch your mouth. Watch
yeah.
your mouth. Watch your mouth. We talking shutouts here.
But I think it's close.
Shutouts.
I
We
think it's
talking
close.
shutouts.
Played the bum ass
I don't know.
Giants.
I don't know about necessarily say 1-2 and more of uh 1-1-8.
We'll see.
I think it's that close.
We'll see. The only reason I have us higher is because I think our secondary is better. Our corners are better. But they do have a better linebacker core, I think. Very close though. Very, very close. All right. Where are we? We left off on that. So we're taking 49ers with 7. You feel good about that, EJ?
No. But that's usually what the
7
better play is.
7 is a sizable. I don't want no work on that money line. That's too much. That minus 350 is gonna pull us all the way down. That's gonna pull the parlay down. The over under.
You have
The
to
problem
explain,
is San Fran could put up
you have to
35
explain
themselves.
for the public. Explain for the public really quickly what the over and under and the odds mean, because you're very knowledgeable about this. Many people may not know what that is.
Also, explain it to some people who are on the podcast that may not.
Which part? All right. So okay, so when you're betting, you get 3 bets, right? You get your spread, which is what the score is going to be. So we'll use even numbers. We'll just say 13 and 20. I know 13 isn't an even number, but 20 and 13, that's a 7-point spread, right? Now, the problem is if it does end 13-20 with a 7-point spread, the team that's getting 7 wins that bet. You don't get the 7 because they have to cover. They'd have more than whatever the spread is. So San Fran has to win by more than 7 points. Since there's no half a point, they got to win by 8 basically to cover that 7. That's your spread. So then you got your money line. I'll get to the odds in a minute. Money line is straight. San Fran wins or Rams win. There's no points involved. You think one's going to win or the other's going to win. Usually that number is swayed and your odds are a lot different, specifically because you got your favorite, right? Like the 49ers are a favorite. They're minus 350. When you got a minus, that means you got to put $100 to get 350 back. On the flip side, on the money line, the Rams plus 275. If I put 100 down on the Rams winning straight on that money line, I'm getting 275 back. So that's your odds difference. That's why I say I don't want any parts of that San Fran money line, because at minus 350, not only is it going to take 100 to get 350 back, but it's going to pull our parlay odds down significantly because they're a major favorite. And then you got your over under, which is basically they got to go over this amount of points together. So when we're looking at this 49ers Rams game, we're still looking at it's over 45.5 points. That means in order, if you choose the over, there has to be 46 points together. Vegas is basically saying at 45.5, they have something like a 27, 20, what are we? 27, 20 or 27, 17 game, right? Which would put them at 44. So to get to that 45, it'd be 27-18, but it's really hard to get 18 points. So you're saying you need one of them to get 25 and one of them to get 21 to cover that. Whereas if you go under, which we think the Rams may not score a lot of points, so that could be a safe bet. But the problem is we saw San Fran last week on their own put up, 30 points, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I think the under could be a safe bet. And I think, and the over under is always going to be minus 10, or minus 110. So you put 100 up. You need 110 to make
about the odds,
back.
though. Talk about the odds, though, the minus and the pluses and all of that. Like, tell us about that.
So when you're talking about plus minus, so positive odds means for every $100, you get back that positive amount. For negative odds, you have to put that, and I think I said it wrong earlier. For negative amount, you have to put that amount up to make $100.
So if it's minus 350, you got to put up 350 to get what back?
To make $100.
Okay. And
so if
plus
you put
275, if you go plus 275,
you bet 100 and you'll make 275 on that. Right. So if you bring it to smaller numbers, you could say in order to make $10 on that San Fran money line, you have to bet $35. just to make $10 back. On the Rams, you could put $1 up, or I'm sorry, you put $10 up and you make $27 on that.
Right.
So the plus minus thing essentially is if it's minus, you're essentially you're betting more money to win less, and if it's positive,
That's right.
You could bet less money to win more.
Right.
Okay.
And usually when you see that positive, it's a riskier bet. So when you see a positive, that means Vegas. Usually that means Vegas is on their side. So when someone says Vegas is with so and so, that minus 350 means everyone in Vegas is basically saying the the 49ers are going to win this game, and it's going to take a freak accident for the Rams to win that. If you look at the rest of the other games, the only one that's close, again, not a shot, EJ, just falls this way. The only one that's close is that Jets Cowboys game. We'll get to that, but they got the Cowboys at minus 420 on the money line. But they're also the home team. So the other thing to know is that by default, Vegas gives a home team 3.5. So when they're saying that the Rams are getting 7, they're really saying they think San Fran is going to win by 10.5 points. That's really what they're saying. That's an unspoken rule. That's not on the, it's not on the number. That's why it says 7. But the home team, basically, it's like a home team discount. It's usually minus 3.5. Make sense? Maybe.
For the most part, I get that. For me personally, that's not a big. I mean, I would say I'm a big gambler, but more with like actual casino games versus sports betting. So the odds part makes sense. The straight up bet, the either or team wins makes sense. The over under on the total score, that makes sense. The points though, that part is still somewhat confusing. I mean, we don't have to go into greater detail in the podcast, but that part still confuses me some, like on when they're giving up points or getting points and what they have to win by and things like that. That part is still like kind of fuzzy for me.
Yeah, think of the minus when you're looking at points. Think of the minus as the favorite. So the San Fran is giving minus 7. San Fran minus 7 means San Fran is a favorite by 7 points.
Gotcha.
It's a handicap, like McGee said. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, think of it like bowling, right? 7 pin handicap, right?
Yeah.
Is what is basically what the Rams are getting right now. That's a tough game, man. I don't know that that's something that we want to touch, pause, unless
that's like that. Thanks, McGee. I get now when he said that part, it's like spotting somebody points. I'm like, all right, I'm tracking now.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You on your Marine shit. I'm tracking now. I like that. I like when Vari gets Marine on us sometimes. You know what I mean? I like that.
I don't
shit.
like that
you
shit.
know what I mean? I like
that
it.
shit.
I know you hate
I don't like
Marines
that
because you from the hood. And
I don't hate Marine.
I mean, Steve, you almost probably would have been a Marine though. Like your
I would have
profile
never
fit.
been a Marine.
Let me explain
I almost went to jail because I didn't go sign up for that. Remember when you had to sign up for the draft? You had to register, not for the draft, but you had to register when you hit 18.
Let me explain why.
Service.
Let me explain why I say you would have been a Marine, right? Because a lot of Marines and military people, they come from urban areas like we're all from. They're high school people that, maybe college wasn't the thing for them and they had to do something and get it done. Steve, you grew up with a bunch of Spanish people that were likely Marines, same as I. So you could have been there, my boy. You
shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You was an avid gun owner.
Oh damn! There's still another game. There's another game before we get to the Cowboys. My bad.
Oh, this nigga here. Actually, there's a couple more games we got to talk about before that. Giants at the Cardinals.
Did we bet on that San Fran game?
You took 7. You took the 7 points.
Okay, I'll take the 7 there. I'm good. I'm good with that. I think they'll cover. All right, we got the Giants and the Cardinals.
Cardinals at home. They got nobody.
Yeah, Cardinals are getting 4. Who is it?
He said taking for Caleb. I don't think Caleb is that good in My opinion, but
Yeah, I got the
McGee, how you feel about Caleb Williams at USC? How do you feel about him? We'll see
this
what he
nigga
says
is
in
a
the chat.
squirrel. He just he's a squirrel. You know, he can't stay one track ever.
My bad. Arizona, New York Giants.
Arizona, New York. I got so what I'm showing on my lines are Giants giving 4. I don't want no parts of that money line either. That minus 210 is not appealing to me.
So here, if I was to go with money line to get 100, or let's say you said 21, let's say $21 to get $10, I'm gonna get 21.
Right. Yep.
Got you.
I say I think the Giants are a safe bet money line. Easy. It's easy, right? But that's gonna kill. What are we at right now? What's our parlay at right now, EJ?
Plus 581. 3-leg parlay plus 581. What is plus 581? Explain that.
So that's basically saying so it's similar. So plus 581, we put all of those bets together, right? And the system calculates based on the number of bets and the odds, right? And says if you hit this for every 100, we'll get back 581. So for every 10, we'll make back $58. So right now, that's what I'm looking at.
You're
58
smart,
bucks
man.
for 10.
You're
So
smart
if you
guy.
take if you take so watch what
No
this
matter
does.
what your mother says about you, you're a smart guy.
No matter what your mother says about me.
My mother are you kidding me? You can do no wrong. My mother loves
That's
you.
right. That's right.
She's missing you, brother. You gotta come see her, man.
I do. I need to make a trip. So let's do this. Let's do this really quick.
Almost died.
Just for sake. Jesus Christ. Just for sake of exercise. We're at plus 587, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
No, it was 81, 581, I believe.
581.
So just to show what it does, put that minus 210 money line on it and see where that brings us to.
I'm sorry, I got a text message. What'd you say?
This nigga. Put that minus 210 on there.
Okay. For the Giants?
And where does that bring for the Giants? And where does that bring us?
Plus 906, baby.
That puts us at plus 906, right? So now take that off, which is minus 210, and put the minus 4, the Jets minus 4 at minus 110. I'm sorry, Giants, my bad.
Minus 4.
That's gonna bring us up to about 1201 something. Yeah. So that's why I say I don't want the money. I mean, that money line it's gonna bring us up to 90 off of $10. It's gonna bring us to 90 sign. But if they cover that 4, it's gonna bring us up to 120, right? It's an extra $30, right? Off of a team that I think is gonna cover 4 points easily on the road against a shitty team. I think Saquon goes crazy. I think Danny Dimes runs for like 70 yards today easily. I would say I'm gonna go Giants.
You taking the spread?
Yeah, I'm gonna
because
take
this is going in for the bets.
Yeah, let's take the Giants with the spread.
All right. We got Commanders going into Denver.
VP, who you say you had? You had the Giants, right?
McGee's with me on Caleb Williams. He says he's okay.
The Giants versus the Commanders?
No. Giants versus Cardinals. I'm sorry. I thought you already gave your pick.
Oh, yeah. Giants.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he gave his pick.
All right.
He gave his pick.
Okay. Next up is Washington and the Broncos. This is in Denver. This is a trap game.
Trap like a mug. Trap. I'm going to go over the 38.5. I would go over the 38.5. Even the half is bullshit.
Yeah. 38.
Because you got to think somebody got to score.
Well, 38 is 21-17, right? So they're basically saying, do we think it's going to go? So Vegas has it 21-17. That's where your 4-point difference comes in. And that's your 38, right? But they're saying for you to win, something has to go crazy in that extra half a point. Basically. Someone might score more or whatever, right? I'm good with doing the over on that one.
Okay.
Jerry Judy's back. Yeah. The Commanders' defense is good, but I think they'll get it done.
I think this is a trap game. I'm not sure now that you said that. Because I think Sean Payton's a defensive coach.
What does Vegas know that they got the Broncos
getting 4 points? I don't know, yo. I think we should stay away from this one.
Okay, let's pull that one off.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Dallas versus New York. Talk your shit. Vari, what the fuck are you doing?
He just be clicking.
Sorry. Let me do that on my phone.
Yo, this nigga's typing with one hand.
VP got Dallas. I know that. There's no conversation to have there.
Who they playing?
The Jets.
Yeah, I got Dallas, man. They're gonna get fucking stomped. I think the score. If I had to put a score on it, it's gonna be a lot of points for Dallas, and I'm gonna say 9 for the Jets. 3 field goals.
Damn, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
He said,
I don't know that I want to. I don't know that I want. I don't know if I want to bet on this one. The odds are so far off. That 8.5 is a big number, considering that the Jets have a good defense. And once you start getting into those numbers, the 8s, the 10s, now you're talking about garbage time. Niggas is sitting, could somebody score? Could a team come back and put up a garbage touchdown and mess things up? Happens all the time. I got the Cowboys winning, obviously, right?
I got the Jets winning.
EJ has a Jets winning. He's a Jets fan, and so there's no other way to have it. So we should keep it that way. I say we let McGee be the difference maker on that last one, and I think we should go with the Broncos. I think we should go with the Broncos.
Go with the Broncos. Don't bet against Sean Payton. We go money line.
Yeah, let's take the money line because we got so many in there already at minus 205.
Yeah, that makes us a 5 leg, and we're now at 1876.
That's good.
Hey, McGee's hating on the Cowboys right now.
2 picks. Stop it. You know what? I'm sure there's a sports book out there that got interceptions for Dak. Put some on that. Dak ain't throwing no interceptions.
Well, yes, he will. What we doing on the Cowboys and Jets? We staying away from that.
Definitely not to Whitehead. Yeah, no, I'm not touching that.
Not to Whitehead. He's gonna hit Sauce for a couple though. It's fine.
Yeah, all right.
Let's move along. Miami versus New England.
Let's close out that 5 bet or that 5 leg.
Mm-hmm.
Another 10 there, I would say. That brings us, what's that, like 197 or something like that?
Yeah. 197.63.
Yeah.
All right. I got 5 left. Because you had 20 left, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I got 5 left. Oh, they can't verify my location, these bitches. What are you doing? Okay.
And then on these last 3.
All right, we good.
All right. So VP asked a question earlier.
I must have had more money deposited. You sure you only had 20 left?
I had 25.
25 left, so okay.
Yeah.
You got 5 more, and I got 10. Then I don't know where that extra money I came in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take both of our parlays on my bet because I just put them in for you. I'm gonna take both of the parlays and put just one for me. I already have one in there too already.
Okay.
Yo, I went 22 legs yesterday and missed by 2 games. Incredible.
VP, what did you ask earlier to EJ about this Dolphins and Patriots?
Oh, he said something along the lines of like, is Tua going to be ready for New England or something like that? And I said, like, what is there to be ready for?
So, all right. So we're on the Dolphins New England game this evening. Vegas seems to think that the Dolphins are less than a field goal favorite. It's in New England nonetheless, right? So again, if we take the 3.5 and put that there, they're saying, that's a 6-point swing. But they got Miami at -2.5. That's close. That seems close to me for a Miami team that VP's making out to sound like they're,
All
the
world. They're world
90s,
beaters.
the
World
90s
beaters.
Cowboys or something.
Against the Patriots, they are.
I don't know, man. This is a trap game for y'all. It's a trap game for y'all.
Let me throw another stat at you real quick. Tua Tagovailoa has never lost to Bill Belichick in his entire career.
Well, he only plays him once a year because he always
Nigga,
hurt
he
for the
didn't
second
play
one.
him.
Right. He's always hurt.
He's 4-0
It ain't-
against Bill Belichick.
It ain't like Dak, who's beat the Giants 11 times in a row. That's a
Really,
big
Ashanti?
difference.
Dolphins by 10? Really? This is nasty work.
Where's the lie?
Ooh, all right, EJ, who you got on this one?
Listen, man.
VP,
my
who,
head.
VP, who you got winning this
bias
game?
aside,
No. Let me say this. Let me say this. Even with my bias, right? I hate the Patriots more than I hate the Dolphins. Let's just be real about that. So my bias would have me picking y'all anyway. You know what I mean? So my head says the Patriots though.
The only thing
VP,
I'm concerned about with the Patriots is the run game, just because our run defense looked very suspect last week. But yeah, I think that they still get it done. Like, we get it done today, man.
Did y'all play on the road last week or home?
Played on the road. Played in Chicago or in LA and now in New England. We don't play at home until next week for the first time. Season debut.
All right. Chat. The chat room says you do know that they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I agree there. That's speed kills, man. Speed kills.
And they have
EJ,
why do we keep
You do know that they have Tua to throw them the ball though, right?
Right. The guy who's
He's
never
not a
lost
good
against
quarterback.
Belichick. The guy who's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league.
No.
Like, what are we talking about?
He's not a good quarterback. She's not.
Okay.
And you have Mike White as a backup. So when Tua gets knocked out today, good luck with Mikey Blanco.
But the point I was making with the Waddle and Tyreek Hill thing, right? People keep making it seem like Waddle and Tyreek Hill are why Tua is successful. Tua went out on concussion protocol, and Teddy looked like shit. Skylar Thompson didn't play well. They had all those same weapons. The offense only looked good when Tua was leading it.
Dolphins are shit. Your coach doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Okay.
Your whole franchise is shit. I hate you guys.
Hey, I get it, man. And hey, I'm glad that you're in this space right now, because to me it shows progression, right? Because earlier in the week in the chat, you were still talking about, Jets, Mike White, baby, blah blah blah. So now it's showing that you're hating on the Dolphins. You're getting a sense that y'all gonna lose the division, and you're getting into the posture you should be in.
Nah, Zach Wilson. You mean I was on Zach Wilson, not Mike White?
I mean,
Zach Wilson, babyface assassin. Zach Wilson is gonna get it done. He beat Ashanti McGee's Bills last week.
This dude,
he's gonna beat.
Now he's giving him Steph Curry nicknames as baby faces. Come on, dog. Like this dude is doing too much.
He told you he started drinking. He's just saying shit just to say it now.
You're right. See, you're right.
You forgot this is the guy that tried to trade Tom Brady for Adam Thielen when he was drunk.
Yo, first of all, that was a good trade, and you niggas was colluding. That was a good trade, because Adam Thielen went off that year. Bastards. Thanks.
All right, I got Miami in this game, man. I do agree that Belichick finds ways.
Nigga said Josh Allen beat the Bills. Hey yo,
I mean, he's not
wrong. He's not wrong, yo.
Partially.
Yo,
Yeah, I
let
don't
me
know.
let
I
me
don't know
set the
what he
stage
was
for y'all,
doing.
yo. We were in a Bills bar in Baltimore, Maryland, right? There's a Bills bar in Baltimore, Maryland. And my man McGee was sitting next to me. And as the game progressed, and then it was tied, and then that run back, my man was sick. My man was sick. You should have seen it. It was epic. It was epic fashion. It's how Steve's gonna be today, though.
Don't forget, we got $25 on it.
Oh, I did forget, but I
You
didn't
get,
forget. I forgot,
yeah,
but I
you
didn't
get,
forget.
yeah, you get the refill. You get to refill my money if we lose
Right.
today. All right.
If the Cowboys lose today, I don't see it happening. It's gonna take some big shit.
And it's in Dallas. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a problem. I got Miami winning this game though. I think Miami 2.5. That's an easy bet. They win by a field goal in my
Okay.
eyes.
Okay. I got that on the list for you.
Saints Panthers divisional game. Saints are on the road and still giving 3 to the Panthers. Who I
Mhm.
felt like looked like they could have they could have won last week against Atlanta. No question. I think what do you guys got? What do you guys got?
I got the Saints.
I like Derek Carr right now.
I like
I
that
don't,
Saints offense together. Yeah.
I don't know that
To
I'm giving
try
him 3.5, but
I was trying to be
I mean 3.
yeah, I was trying to be gonna be, yeah, no. So you got the Panthers covering the 3?
Nah.
No.
I feel like the
I
Saints
think
will win, but by like
I think this
2
is
or
an
3.
under game. I think this is under game.
Under 39 and a
30,
half.
39 and a
I'll
half.
take that.
I'm good with the under there.
Okay.
Cleveland
Understood.
going into Pittsburgh.
Ooh, I got Cleveland. I'm riding the Cleveland bandwagon. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to, Pittsburgh just got routed by the 49ers at home last week, right? Were they at home?
Mm-hmm. They were.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's divisional. I'm going with Cleveland though.
VP.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cleveland as well here, man. They, I think Deshaun Watson still has to
Oh,
show me
Deontay
something.
Johnson is out.
He still don't look like old Deshaun Watson yet, but it seems like he's getting kind of back to his group. Like taking a
Yeah,
year off of football seems to have
he's
taken its toll.
starting to massage his reputation a little bit.
This nigga's brilliant. This nigga's genius.
Who you got? You said Browns. I got the Browns too, man. Only because Deontay's out. That's their possession guy. This is gonna be a tough game, I think, for the Steelers. I like their money line at plus 118, but I don't know if I'm touching that. I would probably take pause. I would take Cleveland minus 2.5. That's what you got? Cleveland minus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
And to McGee's point, real quick, man, it's crazy that Mike Tomlin's been coaching this long and hasn't had a losing season, man.
Right.
Greatness, yo.
Right. They got to respect that man. They got to respect that man. And he's been through a lot.
So we got 3 legs.
It's probably only like 6 something, right?
69.58.
69.58.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, that is more than 3 legs. No way we got the 3 legs.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we got 3 leg parlay right now, and it's $10 for 3.9.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you were saying it was plus 69.
Plus 5. I'm sorry, it's plus 5.96.
I got you. Okay. I only got 5 left in there, so I'm gonna do that.
Fuck, I don't know how much I had. Okay.
I only got 4 in there until I refill. Yeah, so I'll drop 5 on it.
All right. I didn't place any for myself. Well, I did place one for myself the other night, but I need to place some for myself today.
One of them shits is hitting today. Maybe all three of them. I feel good about them.
Let's hope.
Um,
And I didn't put them in for myself, so that would make sense. So let me.
what's
put 'em in.
your yeah, you should probably do that. What's your bold prediction for today?
Jets beat the Cowboys.
Oh my god, that's a bold one. That is definitely it's as bold as it gets. Bold prediction. VP, you got a bold prediction for today? Let me think. I've got so my bold prediction. I'm gonna put together a player parlay type of thing. I got Zay Flowers, Kadarius Toney,
touchdown,
and Doxson from Washington
touchdowns,
catching touchdowns today. All three of them.
That's not bold. That's pretty doable.
It's not bold.
No, it's not. You hedging your bet.
Tony drops everything.
He's still talented. I gotta remember. So we had Broncos money line. Fuck. I'm trying to remember what we had going on. Maybe I should do an in-game betting thing.
My bold prediction is going to be that the Jets are on their third string quarterback by the end of the day.
Shit. They don't even have a third string.
Exactly. Y'all gonna be running the Wildcat like Miami.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Y'all haven't signed nobody yet?
Nah, man.
They better get somebody. They better pull somebody up there, bro. They don't see what kind of pass rush we got.
On your practice squad.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They also got that new rule this year where you can carry 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I don't know who.
I don't got 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Who do we take with? You remember?
Sure y'all have a QB stashed on your practice squad. You do.
Yo, this right here, this Colin Kaepernick nonsense. We need to tell black media, and I know McGee's probably joking. He's being facetious. But we need to tell black media, Jamel Hill, all these listen, you could be pro-black but be realistic. Colin Kaepernick is not coming back to the league. He ain't never going to make it back to the league. Nobody is calling Colin Kaepernick to say, yo, we just had an injury. You think you want to come in here? Colin Kaepernick will not make it back to the league, and it's not because of race. It's not because he kneeled down. It's not because of any of that. It's because Colin Kaepernick was absolute trash the last time we saw him play, and he was benched before he started taking knees. So he will not make it back to the NFL. Black media, please let it go. It's not happening. That's what I got on that.
Too bad.
That's what I got on that.
Is McGee serious? He talking about too bad the Jets owner is a Trump supporter, but the Bills wasn't it the Bills owner? One of them that said some shit about black people. About
allegedly.
If they want to be in control of things, go back to Africa. Yo, my boy, stop it.
Allegedly.
Stop it. Woody Johnson good over here, boy.
Allegedly, he said that, and allegedly,
Jerry
Jones said, if the black players,
Jerry said it.
It's alleged.
We know Jerry said it.
He said they could own their own teams. And
I don't even think what Jerry said was that bad.
It ain't that bad. Listen, this is I'm running the show around here. You don't like what I'm doing, get the fuck out. That's basically what he said. But I don't think either one of them said it. I don't think it was said that way. I think they put it in the media that way. I think the conversation was probably during the black kneeling, the black quarterbacks, the black protests, and they said, something along the lines of, I'm not budging. If they want, if they want what they want, they need to go out and get their own team. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like that's what I think was said, and I think somebody is blowing it up and inflating it.
Well, I mean, Woody Johnson is a piece of shit. He's not only a Trump supporter, he also worked for Trump.
Yo, Woody Johnson had the diamond necklace on and everything, yo. Aaron Rodgers had y'all out of character up there.
Exactly.
Aaron Rodgers had Jets. Yo, the Jets was out of fucking. Listen, y'all won. Y'all won. I give it to you. You still won that game.
Okay,
But
we
this
still
man
forgetting
had.
that part. We still won that game. That's what we forgetting.
Nah, yeah, but he had Woody Johnson up there with the iced out. Nah, dog. I'm done with y'all. Yo, Aaron Rodgers had y'all on y'all shit.
Yeah. Woody Johnson's a piece of shit.
We still won.
Nah, y'all won. Y'all won, no doubt. All right, man. We only got 10 minutes to 2 hour mark. Anything outside of the norm you guys watch? I watched this movie real quick. It's the only one I'm gonna touch on. Pause.
Sounds
And
nasty. It sounds nasty already.
it has it
sounds nasty already, yo.
It's well, there's a reason why I'm telling you about it. It's the pod. It's called the Pod Future or something like that. What's your girl's name that played Khaleesi, VP?
Oh,
what's her real name?
Emily.
Grant? Is that what it is?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk. I'll pull it up real quick.
Well, it has her, and it has Emily Blunt. Is that it? No, Emily Clark. Emily Clark. That's what it is. So the movie, I'm pulling up her IMDb right now, so I could.
Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark. Sorry, I don't know why I got Emily. So she was in actress a movie recently. And it had your guy from what was that alien show you were talking about, VP? The black dude came to he was like a robot or an alien.
Oh, the man who fell to Earth with
yeah.
Oh, Cheadwell. Cheadwell, whatever his name is.
Ejiofor.
Facts.
Yeah, so those two are in a movie, and it's called The Pod Generation. And it's basically super futuristic. Like you can have a baby. It's like having test tube babies, but in a pod. Everything is like super futuristic, like the Jetsons. Like they have, talking, AI around you that could tell you how your day's gone, what you've worn for the week, and shit like that. It only got 5.5 stars out of 10, which is not good. But the reason, and it's not good, I cut it off. But the reason I tell you that you should watch it is because there's a point.
We see
Amelia Clark. You get to see her. You get to see her little boobage, and I know VP is a big fan of hers, and he's also a big fan of boobs. He is a TOA like me.
As we all are, for the record.
Oh, EJ's a TOA apparently, even though he.
I mean, stop what you about to say. You about to get canceled.
Yeah, I won't say that.
Yo, you're a wild nigga for that. Yo,
I didn't say nothing.
It's crazy you didn't even say it, and I know what you about to say. You're a foul dude, yo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo,
y'all should check.
Senor E's picks for the day. Lions to cover 4.5, Dallas to cover 8.5, Giants to cover 4, and Saints versus Panthers under 39.5. So we agreed in that. Bold predictions.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Zach Wilson ain't it.
All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Not against us, he ain't it.
Also, EJ, I looked it up. You guys do have a quarterback stash on your practice squad. His name is Tim Boyle.
No, that's our
Tim
backup.
Boyle.
That's our backup. I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about the third string. Now. I'm saying we don't have a third string. Is what I'm saying.
Right, because you had because of the new rule that Steve was talking about.
No, what I'm saying is Tim Boyle is actually the backup. He's not like once Aaron Rodgers went down, he's elevated to number 2. He's not the third string guy. Is what I'm saying.
He was never the third string. That's the point I've been making. You guys only had 2 quarterbacks on the active roster, which were Rodgers and Zach Wilson.
Right.
Once Rodgers got hurt, they elevated Boyle from the practice squad and
Mhm.
brought him on as the number 2.
Mhm.
And then you guys are probably going to go out and find another quarterback.
This is,
in the
but
practice.
this is what I'm trying to say. VP. I agree with you. What I'm saying is, Steve said we're gonna be down to our third string quarterback. We don't have one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
but
We don't have one. We literally do
that's
not have
been
one right now.
Tim
So
Boyle's going.
it's Zach Wilson or Tim Boyle. We don't have a third string quarterback right now. So to Steve's point, if Zach gets hurt, Boyle gets hurt, we're running the Wildcat.
Yeah.
Wildcat.
They haven't brought another quarterback in yet.
That's my
But
point.
they're going to have to. And to your point, Steve, they'll have to bring another quarterback in, put him on the practice squad, and then if something were to happen catastrophic, like when Teddy went down and you had Skylar Thompson there, you bring in.
I was at that game actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like Jameis for the Jets.
I do
If
too.
they can make something happen with the Saints, I really like that. I just don't know that the Saints are gonna make that deal, but I think that Jameis Winston with that team could work. I mean, the only problem is he hasn't spent camp with them, so it could be a slow start. But I would love to see him over there and get another shot.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's happening.
I agree. I don't know what they're doing though. Like to the point that you made earlier, if this guy goes down, right? If both of them go down, we're literally in the Wildcat right now. So I don't know what they're doing.
Luckily, y'all got three running backs,
Right.
3 good running backs. Really 4, but 3 good ones, and a 4th one that's a good young one.
Who's the 4th one?
You know the African kid.
Oh, Izzy Abinaconda.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. That's all I got for a watch. It was a terrible movie. It is super slow and it's absolutely shitty. And right as I picked up the remote control to turn it off, boom, titty. I said, "Oh, I got right to where I needed to be before I cut this shit off."
Paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. They said, "Oh, you was dozing? We got you.
Got you, bitch."
Gotcha. All right. Anything out of the ordinary you guys been watching other than your norms?
For
Notable
me,
to
man,
talk about?
it's been the normal stuff. My reality shows, Big Brother. The only thing I guess I watched that Johnny Manziel. I mean, I watch other stuff too, but I watched that Johnny Manziel documentary thing, that Netflix series. I can't remember what it's. I think it's Underrated or whatever it's called. But I watched that, and it was very insightful. And like when you watch it, they start off before you get to his NFL career. They start you off in the beginning from like what was happening with him in high school. And when you see the things that happened to him in high school, and then when he first got to Texas, was Texas A&M,
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of see how he became the Johnny Manziel that we know today. You know,
It's just like Friday Night Lights. It's like
right.
Friday Night
Exactly.
Lights was super fucking wrong, which I'll never like that movie for that reason ever again. But just like Varsity Blues, because you're an athlete and you're doing well, they let these kids do whatever, and it fucks them up for life.
Right.
Fucks them
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Like this
It's
dude,
bad.
when you watch it, Steve, you haven't seen it, right, Steve?
No, I didn't watch it.
Man, you watch it, and this dude is talking about how, he was barely like participating in practice. He's going out and get drunk,
No surprise.
And they had a what's your boy, Kingsbury, Cliff Kingsbury, the one who was the Arizona Cardinals coach.
Arizona.
He was the coach at Texas A&M, and they were talking to him, and it was like, yo, like this dude is like hung over at practice, and they're like,
You could tell.
Trade on Saturday, like it's just, you see like all these people who should have been like authority figures in his life saying, yo, man, you gotta clean this shit up. This shit is unacceptable. Just allowing, let Baker be Baker, let him be Baker, and yeah, shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. No surprise. No surprise on Johnny Manziel, man. He looks like that guy. And then they start dick riding him and forget about it. Anything else?
I watched. So, Steve, have you caught up to Tommy's Power Force thing?
I haven't seen this one yet. Not today's or last
It
night's.
is god awful. It
Don't
is.
do.
It's god awful. It's bad, bro. It's bad. Like even today's episode, there's a moment where you're gonna see it, and I'm just say family, right? The family aspect of things. This shit was horrible, bro. I mean, it is utterly disgusting now. I can't even take it. They fucked the show up. It's done. It's done.
I'm gonna watch it.
It
I'm
is
gonna still
done.
watch it though.
It's nasty.
I'm still gonna watch it though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still watching it, but this is bad. This is real bad.
The only thing I have left to say before I hand it over to VP is whatever they say Jeannie Mae did, she did it.
She definitely did that shit.
Probably some
Jeezy.
racist shit.
I stand with Jeezy. Nah,
Probably
she
some
was
racist
cheating.
shit.
She's probably cheating with a female.
Or cheating, yeah, no doubt. That's definitely. But I think
She looks like a cheater.
you know, listen, man, y'all gonna make me. You can make me get canceled at hour 2. I think it was some racist shit, like either her or a family member said, and she didn't, condemn it. And Jeezy was like, "Damn, you just gonna let so and so talk about,
I think
us
she was
like
cheating.
that?
I think she was cheating.
You
She
taking
was
it easy
cheating
right
with a
now?
female.
I don't think it was cheating. You could get over cheating, especially if it's a female.
Yeah, if it's a female for sure. But
Yeah. The good thing is Jeezy got a prenup, so he good. Keep his little
shout
10
out to
million.
Jeezy. Shout out to Jeezy.
Yeah, he alright. That's all I got, man. If you guys don't have anything more that we have to get to, that'll give us 35 minutes before kickoff to go do some fantasy setup and all of that.
I'm about to shower, get ready for brunch.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Mhm.
Well, now that you're single, maybe I could take a trip to
I mean, you
to
could have anyway, man. You come through even when I was with Shorty. And listen, I might get back with her. I really like this one. I really love this one.
Oh, he drinking. He drinking.
No,
I've been drinking.
No,
I've been drinking.
Actually, I need to re-up. That was I'm being real. I'm being real.
Okay. Pineapple juice.
I don't
All
know.
right.
I don't know that I ever get married again though. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
That's nasty. I don't know if I ever do that.
Yeah, I'm. If the first one don't work, why go for a second one? VP.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Proceed. He
Hey,
don't even
as always,
introduce
man,
him no more. He just go ahead, VP. Take us away.
Oh my goodness, man! Listen, hey, real quick, man. We were football heavy this week, so we didn't get a chance to kind of touch on what's happening in politics. Let me just hit that stuff real quick. You had the House of Representatives who launched an impeachment inquiry against Biden. It's basically like a tit for tat thing. Trump got impeached, so they want to impeach Biden. All this stuff they keep talking about is just stuff they're hearing about. There's no actual evidence of any kind of corruption, but that's what they're potentially going to impeach him on is stuff that they say happened when he was vice president for Obama. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, was indicted this week on gun charges related to guns. He filled out he lied on a gun application and said that he wasn't addicted to any drugs, and that's a crime. His lawyers are basically going to fight that on that case. I don't even think the case is going to go anywhere, honestly. But he also got some potential tax charges that are out there waiting in the wind as well. So we'll see what happens here. Watch that space. And finally, we just the government is probably going to shut down at the end of September. We seem to be nowhere near getting a government funding bill done, and even the bill that's considered a must-pass bill, which is the Defense Authorization Act, that actually got pulled off the floor this week. It was going to come up for a vote, and it got pulled because the Republicans realized they didn't have the votes to pass it, so they pulled it instead of having the embarrassment of not being able to pass it. So it very much likely looks like at the end of September we're barreling towards a government shutdown. We'll see what happens. Watch the space. But that's basically what I have real quick on the politics front. As always, man, like we tell everybody, make that phone call, reach out to your people. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody. So, if you got something on your mind, something on your heart, whatever, send that text message, make that phone call, let folks know you're thinking about them. I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it. You'll feel good about it as well. You never know what people are in, in their own head, in their life, etc. So, talk to your folks. For the people who join live, my man McGee and others who listen live on either Facebook, YouTube, etc. We definitely appreciate you guys taking time out of your Sunday morning/afternoon to rock with us. For the folks who listen once the episode posts, we appreciate you taking that time as well. You can find the podcast on all podcasting platforms by searching Castworthy. You also can follow us on any social media by searching at Castworthy. On Instagram, it's at Castworthy_podcast. While you're there, you can leave a like, subscribe, share, follow, tell a friend, help us grow the audience. We very much appreciate it. And with that being said, man, we will see you guys next week for another fresh episode of the Castworthy Podcast. Until then, we're out. We love you. Peace.